Hello and welcome on back, everyone, to episode 92 of the Top 5 PvP Battles. If you guys want to send in your own clips for the top 5, you can send them to KristoferESO at hotmail.com. And starting off today, we have got one of the most ridiculous PvP clips I have ever seen in my life. So NYCE ESO is playing a very tanky max hit point block necromancer using that Harbinger set, which just allows you to return a ton of damage back to your attacker if they block an attack. So what NYCE ESO is doing with his friends here is pretty simple. He goes into a big group of yellow, pulls a lot of attention, and his two friends on their bomb blades are going to jump in and nuke the crap out of all the yellow they can when they get the opportunity. And here you can see NYCE has got a group of yellow on him again. Here comes the bomb blade, and a ton of guys go down. Absolutely beautiful stuff. But that is not what is so crazy about this clip. So he sent me a little bit of a longer clip, and I cut it for you guys. Eventually what happened is he got himself into this funny little spot here that no one can really jump out of. And there you see that big leap from the Dragon Knight, which ends up knocking NYCE into the corner, and he can no longer move. So at first, I think NYCE is like, oh crap, now I'm kind of out of the fight. So NYCE just keeps tanking in his corner, and he realizes that because he's a necromancer, he can actually use his armor skill to pull these yellow on top of him. And what ends up happening is NYCE stacks up the entire group on top of him in this corner, and nobody can move. Here come the bomb blades, procs det and all. They're just sitting there and waiting. Off goes the procs det. Every single yellow player goes down. Wow, that was something else. I've never seen someone take advantage of so much misfortune in a fight before. Now, moving on to our next fight, we have got Palatine on the Stamina Nightblade, and he's hanging out in the sewers as well. And he's got a pretty big group of EP just attacking him here. Palatine just goes for that big Dawnbreaker slap to open up, but the enemy player reacts pretty quickly. Palatine shading into safety away from all of the red here, setting down a new shade, and he's going to go for the re-engage, just kind of rolling through the AoE there because he can't cloak in that, and a big heavy attack into the surprise attack. Huge damage on that DK. Unfortunately, Palatine getting counter-stunned right away, so he's forced to shade out of there. I think he even blocked a leap from that DK, and he goes for the heavy attack. Really good read there, seeing the Rune Prison come in from that Sork. He just rolls it right away, shades back to reset, and again just goes for that little poke with the stun. I think what Palatine really wants to do is split these guys up a little bit, make a move, and he finds this guy all by himself, quickly just putting in that surprise attack. A couple more pokes, and he goes down very fast. Palatine retreating back to the staircase, throws down a new shade behind the stair. I like the positioning. It's going to be hard for red to see it there. And he opens up on the player almost at the very back of the group as they go through here. Just a really good strategy to make the group turn around and get the more aggressive players in the front kind of off your back by targeting the players behind them. And Palatine again just goes for a reset around the corner. I love how when he's going into stealth too, he's doing a lot of direction changes, shade back to safety, sets the new shade down, and right away that big heavy attack into the surprise attack combo. Doesn't get lucky with any crits there. And Palatine again just shades out and resets, doing such a good job staying elusive on the Nightblade. And I like how he's using shade as often as possible here, simply because your opponents can mistake the teleport from shade for a cloak, especially in tight quarters like these where they can't see Palatine's shade. And he's just hiding it. Look, he puts it right in that corner there. Goes back into stealth here. A huge partial charged heavy into that Dawnbreaker. One player goes down. Palatine connecting on the other player at the end of his dodge roll there. And he shades back into his little corner. Just resets his buffs. Puts a new shade down. And the enemy players go for that Destro ult. It's not the Eye of the Storm, though, but it's on top of the bodies, and it looks like this guy actually wants to res. Palatine tries to get the bash. I think he would have got the bash there. That was an enemy warden going for the res, but the player he was resing actually ends up releasing a good stun there into a huge Dawnbreaker. Covers every player there except the one he originally stunned, and a huge combo as he goes for the direction change, just stealthing through the door, coming back through, and bringing one red player down. Again, he's running in and out of the doorway here, trying to put some pressure into these guys. Almost has this warden down. The enemy warden hanging on a few hit points. Palatine connecting a nice roll dodge cancel there, and he puts another shade in the corner. Again, just running through the AoE. Big Dawnbreaker slap, and just one red player left. Nope, another one coming in through the doorway here. Palatine just shading back into safety, setting the new shade down again, going back into stealth. And just absolutely amazing movement on this clip here. Palatine just putting in the work to break this group down. The last opponent left. There's the Dawnbreaker, the Executioner, and he cleans it up. Now, for our next fight, we have got Acliptic on his Stamina Dragon Knight. And he's just chasing down this poor red player who's trying to get away. Acliptic says, no, you're going to have to die here. Puts the player down, and more reds start to ride in on their horses, opening with a meteor right off the bat. Acliptic, a very quick swap there into the block, and he just absorbs that first meteor, setting down his buffs here, making sure to keep himself ready for any incoming attacks. He goes for the dot up on the first player there. Big leap, goes into the execute, almost finishing off the enemy Templar, manages to get him through the heals there. Another meteor comes down. Acliptic blocks that one. The third meteor here, and unfortunately Acliptic going for that heavy attack because he's just running low on stamina, but he manages to soak up the meteor right away, going for a little bit more pressure here, but taking quite a bit of abuse from this group himself. They are putting a lot of damage in. A big leap there. Acliptic very low hit points as he tries to stick that combo out. Doesn't manage to finish the enemy player off and forced to get behind the tree for a little bit of cover. The enemy Sork actually blasting him really hard. A lot of blocked attacks there as Acliptic's health drops super low, and he's just going for a kite around the trees and using the terrain on the hill here. Really good stuff. Managing to actually circumvent a ton of damage with that, and then gets the bash off on this guy here, dotting him up right away. He's off balance, going for that leap into the Executioner. The enemy player caught, I think, with the stamina down, trying to sprint around the tree to chase Acliptic there, and he goes down to that combo, and Acliptic's got two players left. He dots up the enemy Sork, and the enemy Templar jumps on top with the stun. Acliptic just kind of doing a little bit of work here with his dots, looking for, I think, the easier target, and he decides to focus on the Templar. I think that's a good call. The Sork is much more mobile, and Acliptic just starts feeding him the dizzy swings. There's the leap. The enemy Templar managing to break the stun and respond with the roll, but Acliptic just hits him too quickly with that finisher, and it's just the enemy Sork left now. Acliptic chasing him down here, putting the dots on him. The enemy Sork trying to outshield the damage. No, he gets caught with that nasty off-balance stun, and he goes down. One player on his horse just enjoying the show, and look at this. This guy's trying to res. Acliptic can't be having any of that. Leaps on top of him into the Executioners, and he goes down as well. Now for our next clip, we have got Titan CJ bringing us some more Stamina Nightblade, and he's hanging outside this resource here as Red has just flipped it, and they all start chasing after the flip right away, and Titan managing to do a little bit of a kite and getting into stealth, and he's just kind of throwing a little bit of dots down here, being patient, and manages to get a big combo there with the in cap into a 17k Spectral Arrow. Wow. That poor guy goes down, and Titan just goes back into stealth, resets his buff here. He's actually got a lot of dots ticking on him already, and he just opens up on the first player that kind of splits away from the group. He gets great damage into him, catching him in between the rolls there too, and he goes right back into stealth as that player retreats to the back of the group. Titan just being patient, being careful. Big dot up again here, back into stealth to suppress those dots, and he's trying to look for that same target. This guy's just hanging around at the back of the group. Titan connecting with that, I believe, poison injection at the end there. And the enemy player's going for the punishment now. Titan takes the stun. Actually, I think he blocked that stun and got the cloak off, but he was immobilized. Another huge in cap, very low hit points there. Titan just risking it to get the kill. And these guys are just spamming AoE everywhere. A couple of the EP ended up taking off once they see their friends go down here, and this guy's going to try to go for the res. Titan's going to attempt to stop it, but the enemy player actually abusing that bug in the game right now where you can res someone if you pop a CC immunity potion and you're not able to be interrupted. So he does manage to get the res off, even though Titan gets the bash, but that's not going to stop Titan from doing what he wants here. He's just going to throw down the pressure on the player that got picked up there, eventually wearing him down, and then right away moving on to the next target here. This guy's trying to sprint away, catches him with that surprise attack, and yeah, that guy's character was hit by some weird lag or something. Titan tried to go for the move, but it didn't let him, and he just quickly finishes off the other player there. Good stuff. And finally, for our last fight today, we have got Santana on the Stamina Nightblade. And this is a really awesome clip. So Santana's hanging around outside of this outpost here, and Blue is just, I believe, either flipped or defended it. And Santana just doing vicious work, right away picking on any single blue player he can find to get a kill. Just hanging around the inside of the pillars here, keeping the shade down as well. And Santana goes into stealth. He sees the target he wants to hit. There's a huge combo out of stealth with the surprise attack, and right away, shade into safety, right into that cloak. Santana managing to break great distance from this very, very aggressive group of blues, and they start chasing him out into the field here. Santana goes into stealth and then cuts back into the group, finishing another player with a great combo there as the entire group just chases him out of the keep. Santana, again, a great cloak, and then cutting back into the group. That was a beautiful combo. Partial charged bow heavy into the spectral arrow to finish that player off with the stun as well. Santana caught with a super nasty amount of damage, manages to get 2 really good rolls, and then the cloak off, and just so aggressive. Again, that partial charged heavy into the spectral arrow. Another player goes down, and look at this. There's 20 plus blues chasing him here. His friend comes to join the fight, not on a Nightblade. Unfortunately, just gets clocked right away by the end of the Zerg, and Santana trying to get back into stealth here as the blue converge on him, just breaking a lot of distance with shuffle and everything, managing to get into cloak, and right away that direction change. So important when you have so many players training on you like that you don't keep running the same direction. Santana able to break distance again, and he's got the off balance. There's the stun again. A huge combo into that spectral arrow off the partial charged off balance heavy. That is such a clean combo, and Santana opens up on the next player there, trying to go for the ultimate. Unfortunately, it looks like the game just said no to casting the ultimate there, but that's okay because Santana needed to use the precognition to escape. Gets himself into these trees here, sets down a fresh shade, and the blue just keep coming out of this keep, man. Santana's looking for another opportunity to combo them, shading back in behind the group here into stealth, and he goes for that spectral arrow. Again, a surprise attack stun to finish off the player, and the blue go for the punish. What an amazing clip, though. And we've got 2 bonus clips for you guys today. The first, a Necro Bomb brought to you by Luca Cash, and we've got a Magblade Bomb brought to you by Skio. A huge thank you to everybody who sent those clips in. If you guys want to send in your own clips, send them to KristoferESO@hotmail.com. Check out KristoferESO.com for written guides to all my builds and links to all of my ESO content. Catch that live gameplay on Twitch, and give me a follow on Twitter if you guys want to keep up to date with what's going on. We're sponsored by What the Fast, a VPN for gamers that can give you better ping to your favorite games. Free to try, link down in the description below for you guys. And then a big thank you and a massive shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. Without you guys, I couldn't do this job, so thank you for supporting. Thank you everybody for sending in those awesome clips. As always, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.